Hi, welcome to part 2 of your library orientation. If you recall, last time I showed you how to find databases in the portal, and I specifically directed you to go to the library webpage where you can search for our research guide under my last name, LLOYD, and it will take you to this LLOYD, library resources. Remember, the home page for our research guide looks like this and has your library orientation presentation there. And I was taking you through ways to find articles. And I showed you getting started with reference material right here. And I pointed you to encyclopedias and good sources like CQ Researcher and Issues and Controversies, which can help you to understand your topic better, understand the debate around that topic, and even to settle on what argument that you want to make. Now is while you're choosing a topic and figuring out your argument, your thesis, that's the time to use those sources. But you can't use overview articles like these in the final draft of your paper. I don't even want to see them on your research proposal when I want to see an annotated works cited page. By the time we get to your research proposal, your annotated works cited page, you have to have high quality sources from these bad boys over here, where it says polishing with peer-reviewed journals. Remember, at least two of your sources in your paper need to be from the library databases, and I mean these databases. And at least one of them needs to be a peer-reviewed journal, and those only come from these databases. So you need to be aware of that. You might find a nice news article over here in the news bank, or some interesting articles here in SIRS Researcher. If you look in the right places in opposing viewpoints, LexisNexis, that's fine, but you won't find peer-reviewed sources over there. For peer-reviewed sources, you need to come to these. So that means these are the databases you need to be searching as you do exploratory research. These are the databases that you need to be searching as you find sources that you can actually quote in your research paper. Let's start by looking at EBSCO because it's the most complicated. When you go to EBSCO, it's going to say choose databases, and it will give you a bunch of databases. If you look down here, there's a ton of databases in EBSCO. You could just select all of them when you want to search for your topic, but it's going to take forever. If you have really fast internet, it might be good. But look, it even says here results in slow response time. You definitely want the first few: Academic Search Complete, Master File Complete, and Onefile. Those are the good ones. But if you're searching for American history, maybe you hit something like that. If you're looking for biography information, if you're looking for health information, you see here they say what each database has. Consumer Health Complete. If you're looking for ebooks, ERIC is a pretty good source, but it's for education, literature, and research. So maybe it's not what you're looking for. Maybe you don't hit the encyclopedia because you are moving beyond encyclopedias. You wouldn't be citing an encyclopedia article in your essay. So what I'm getting at is you need to go through these and choose which sources you really want. It's maybe best just to choose the top 3 and continue. On this page, but you can just start to enter in your search terms here in the search field. But first, click full text. You want to make sure that any articles you find when you search are going to be something you can read, and that means you need the full text for the article. You want to make sure that it actually has it available for you to read. So click full text. If you are searching for your peer-reviewed source, you can also click peer-reviewed here, and that means anything that comes in your research, in your search, is going to be peer-reviewed, and you can trust that. I'm not going to click that right now, though, because I want to see. I'm going to show you how you can click it on the next page as well. So say you wanted to look for immigration. You had an argument about immigration or immigration policies in America. Okay, you can see all these popping up, but you know that you specifically have narrowed down your topic maybe to something like family separation. That was something that was in the news a lot this year. Immigration, family separation in the United States. In the United States. That's a lot. It may not turn up a lot, but look, that's actually something that's good to work with. 300 sources. It's not thousands and thousands of sources, and it's also not just like one or two sources. 300 is pretty good, and you can see in here, understanding secondary immigration enforcement, immigrant youth and family separation in a border county. Okay, it's from winter 2018. This looks like a peer-reviewed source. It's from the Journal of Law and Education. This might be a good source. They have the full PDF. That's good. That's what you want. But say you're looking down here. You see this one doesn't have a PDF file, just the HTML. That's sometimes okay, but if it's on more than one page, which this looks like it's just one page, so it's not a problem. But if it's on more than one page, then you're not going to have the page numbers for your quotes. So having those PDF full text is important. Say Trump's immigration family separation policy, a civil and human rights violation. Okay, maybe you like that. It has the PDF and it's current. If you're getting a lot of sources for whatever your topic is that aren't current and you want something current, you can go over here to publication date. And you can make sure, okay, I just want it in the last 3 years or something, 2015 to 2018, and it's going to change your search results. Say you've decided, you can decide what you want over here. Like I want news articles only. I want magazine articles. I want journals, academic journals. To make sure it's peer-reviewed, you can click peer-reviewed here once you've already searched in your term. Okay. You have this Journal of Law and Education. Let's see if that Trump article is no longer here. Looks like that article about Trump's policies that you were interested in, it's not a peer-reviewed source. Maybe it's still a good source and you can use it. It's in the database, right? It didn't look like it was an encyclopedia article. So, yeah. You could still go back and use it, but it's not a peer-reviewed source. So one of your sources need to be peer-reviewed. You go here where it says that. You can click on this link here, or you can click on the PDF. But once you get to this record page by clicking on the link, you can get to the PDF here as well. This has all the information you're going to need to cite it. What you want to do is you can read the abstract. This will tell you whether or not it summarizes the article. So you can read this to decide whether or not it's worth reading, whether or not it might be an essay, an article that you can use. Never use quote material from this. This isn't the article. This is just the abstract. It's a summary. When you've decided you might want to read it, you go to the PDF. You go to the full text. And when you're in the full text, I'm gonna try to open it here. I don't know why it's saying open that. Okay, it's just having it's having me download the PDF. A lot of times it will just open it right here. I don't know why it didn't do that. A lot of times it will just show it. But if you download it like this, you'll be able to print it out. And you have stuff over here that's saying to print it out or email it to yourself or cite it. Now, once you actually open this, and it's being slow. Here it is. It opened it up as a PDF. Now you have the entire thing. There's the abstract. That's just the summary, right? But as you go through the article, You can see it's on page 2. You've got page numbers here. You have the full article that you can read, and say if you find a quote that's down here, it's on page 13. Now you know what page to cite in your paper, and you can print this out and highlight it and annotate it, right? So getting the PDF is important. Now, back here, you can go back to the detailed record, or you can go through some stuff here. What I'm going to show you now is how to cite an article that you found on EBSCO. It's simple. You go to where it says Cite. Now, you don't want the first one. The first one is Brazilian National Standards, and then it goes American Medical Association. You scroll down until you see the MLA citation, right? And you can just Control-C to copy and paste that. And when you're ready, you take it over to your Google Doc where you should have your research proposal going. This is what your research proposal is going to look like. You have the topic, and you'll say something about the topic. I'm writing about family separation at the border under zero tolerance policy. You kind of explain the topic a little bit. Tell me about both sides. Opponents call this a human rights violation, while supporters suggest it's a lawful policy. Okay, then you'll have your working thesis. What's your argument? The family separation policy must be reversed, not only because it's unconstitutional, but because it's a major overreaction and results in atrocious human rights abuses. Okay, you notice this is just one sentence. Your working thesis should be 1-2 sentences max. Now you're getting to your annotated works cited, and you've got your first source. Now, you are over here. You had Control-C to select it, or you selected it and then you did Control-C to copy it. Now you're over here. You're going to actually, you can right click and you can paste or paste without formatting. I would say click paste. Stop that. Click paste. Why is it doing that? Gosh. Apparently, you need some add-on to do the right-click pasting. You can just Control-V, and it will paste it in there. But you can see here there's some sort of highlight coloring going on there, so I would just change that to none. But you have the correct things in italics here. If you paste it without formatting, that's fine, but you're going to have to go in and change this to italics, and also the name of the database should be in italics. But you have the whole thing here now. Now, you can put this in hanging indentation, which you should. By going up here, you grab this, you take it over to a 1/2 inch, and then you take the top back. Now you're in hanging indentation and you're good. But you have to annotate it. And so you're going to tell me something about the source. And maybe you say something like, this source talks about youth and how they're affected by this policy. I can use it to make the point that this is a human rights abuse. Okay, I'm not asking for much. A couple of sentences telling me what this source is about, like this, and telling me how you think you might be able to use it in order to make your point, or in order to help your argument. Now, if this is in hanging indentation too, that's fine. It doesn't need to be. You can even do this and make it like part of the same source. But whatever happens, when you get to the next citation, it needs to be starting on over on the margin again, and then do hanging indentation again. Either way, so whether this is like this and then you have a new source that's also in hanging indentation, I'm going to need to see 3 sources. So that's EBSCO, and that is your research proposal. You're going to be how you're going to be using that. Now, if you go back over here to find articles, these other ones Academic Onefile, Ethnic News Watch, they work much the same way. If you came to open Academic Onefile, you can type in something, family separation, for example, and you'll search for it and say you see imprisonment. Okay, you like that. You can go to the record page here, just like the other one. You can download the PDF, and you can get the citation. Citation tools is very much the same. It'll just pop up, and you can grab that and put it into your works cited page. Ethnic News Watch. Say you came over to Ethnic News Watch, which is a ProQuest one. You can do the same thing.